Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh, coming up in the next hour. Delhi waits with bated breath for assembly election results. Ruling Aam Aadmi Party eyes fourth term. Bharatiya Janata Party seeks comeback after 27 years. US President Trump to meet his Ukrainian counterpart Zelenskyy next week, while Ukraine claims North Korean troops back on the front lines. Israel-Hamas set for next Gaza truce exchange. Hamas to release 3 more hostages in return of 183 Palestinians. US President Trump freezes aid to South Africa, citing a law to seize land. Also plans to announce reciprocal tariffs on many countries next week. And we begin with our special coverage of the Delhi Assembly election results. The counting happens today. The fate of 699 candidates will be decided today as the counting for the Delhi Assembly poll begins in just a few minutes at 8 a.m. IST. Voting for the single-phase elections took place across 70 Assembly constituencies on Wednesday. Delhi recorded a voter turnout of 60.54% in the high-stakes Assembly elections. Among 11 districts of Delhi, Northeast Delhi recorded the highest voter turnout at 66.25%, while Southeast had the lowest at 56.16%. The turnout this time is slightly less than 63% turnout that was recorded in Delhi in 2020 Assembly elections. A political party or alliance must win at least 36 seats in the 70-member Assembly to form government in the national capital. Meanwhile, all arrangements are in place for the counting process that will begin in a few minutes, 8 a.m. IST. 3-layered security deployed outside the strong rooms. 19 counting centers have been established across Delhi, with additional commissioner of police assigned to each center. 38 companies of CAPF are deployed across the 19 counting centers. Local police are in coordination with candidates and district election officials. And it's 8 a.m. IST. The news just coming in. The counting of votes has just begun for the high-stakes Delhi Assembly elections. The voting has just begun. It's just past 8 a.m. This morning. Fate of 699 candidates, including 96 women candidates, are to be decided today. In Delhi, it's a 3-way contest between the ruling Aam Aadmi Party, the BJP, and the Congress. The news is coming in. The counting of votes has just begun. Aam Aadmi Party is eyeing a 4th term in New Delhi. The counting of votes has begun. Both BJP and Congress seek to make a comeback in these high-stakes elections. News is coming in. It's 8 a.m. IST. A political party alliance must win at least 36 seats in the 70-member Assembly to form government in Delhi. The counting of votes, meanwhile, has just begun. Delhi Assembly elections. Big day today. The counting of votes take place today for the Delhi Assembly elections. 699 candidates, including 96 women candidates in the fray. The fate is going to be decided today. We'll have to see how Delhi has voted this time over. It's a 3-way contest for the past decade or so. Aam Aadmi Party, BJP and the Congress, the 3 major parties in Delhi. AAP is eyeing a 4th term in Delhi in these elections. 2025 Delhi legislative elections. BJP, Congress both are aiming for a comeback in Delhi. News just coming in. It's past 8 a.m. and the counting of votes has just begun for the Delhi Assembly elections. Meanwhile, as soon as the voting concluded, pollsters had started predicting the results with exit polls. Several exit polls predicted a clear victory for the BJP over the ruling Aam Aadmi Party, while the Congress was projected to suffer yet another rout.
The Delhi Assembly elections presented a three-cornered contest between the ruling Aam Aadmi Party, the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Indian National Congress. While the Aam Aadmi Party is hoping to retain its power, the BJP is eyeing to regain power after almost 27 years. Congress, which once ruled the state for 15 years, is also hoping for a return. However, most exit polls have predicted a clean sweep for the Bharatiya Janata Party, ending the 11-year rule of Arvind Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party in the capital. The pollsters have given 35 to 60 seats to the BJP and 32 to 37 seats to the incumbent Aam Aadmi Party. With a total of 70 seats in the Delhi Assembly, a majority requires 36 seats. Currently, Aam Aadmi Party holds a strong majority with 62 seats, while the BJP has 8 and Congress holds none. Bureau Report, TD India.
In 2020 Assembly polls, Aam Aadmi Party, led by Arvind Kejriwal, won 62 seats to claim an absolute majority in the elections, while the BJP candidates emerged victorious in 8 constituencies. Congress, which ruled Delhi for 15 years, failed to secure a seat in the last couple of elections. And you can see on your screens the manner in which the 2020 and 2015 elections had panned out. Clear win for the Aam Aadmi Party in the past couple of elections. 2015, Aam Aadmi Party secured 67 seats and in 2020 secured 62 seats. For the BJP in 2015, it managed just 3 seats. It increased its tally to 8 seats in the year 2020. It's been a continuous debacle for the Congress. They failed to open their score in 2015 and 2020. Let's also compare the manner in which 2015 and 2020 results had panned out. BJP had 3 in 2015, 8 seats in 2020. Aam Aadmi Party had swept Delhi elections in the past couple of editions, 67 seats in the 70-member assembly in 2015 and 62 seats in 2020. As we can see, Congress had 0. Failed to open the account in both 2015 and 2020. High-stakes election now, 2025. How it's going to pan out? The exit polls give a clear advantage to the BJP. If that does turn out to be the reality, it's going to be a big swing for the BJP from 8 seats to a majority mark. Will the Aam Aadmi Party manage to retain its hold over the national capital? We'll have to wait and watch. But for now, these numbers are important to look at. The 2015 results and the 2020 results of Delhi. Remember, Delhi is a 70-member assembly. The halfway mark is 35. To form the government, you need 36 seats. And that's how the previous results had panned out. Let's also now turn to some of the key candidates who will garner all the limelight today. The New Delhi seat is important. We have Arvind Kejriwal versus Sandeep Dixit of the Congress versus Pravesh Verma of the BJP. Perhaps the most high-profile seat of the Delhi Assembly elections. The New Delhi seat, AAP convener Arvind Kejriwal being challenged by the leaders of the BJP and the Congress. Next, Kalkaji, another big seat. The sitting Chief Minister of Delhi, Atishi, being challenged by Alka Lamba of the Congress and Ramesh Biduri of the BJP. We are scanning through some of the important seats, the key candidates and the key contests in this Delhi election. Let's turn to Jangpura, where Manish Sisodia, the leader of Aam Aadmi Party, is going to be challenged by Farhad Suri and Tarvinder Singh Marwa. Manish Sisodia has also changed his seat from Patparganj to Jangpura. That's a triangular contest that we can see. Manish Sisodia being challenged by Farhad Suri and Tarvinder Singh Marwa. This is the Jangpura seat of the Delhi Assembly elections. We are taking a look at the key candidates, key contests in these elections. Let's turn to Patparganj. Awadh Ojha of Aam Aadmi Party, teacher and a social media celebrity, versus Anil Kumar of the Congress and Ravinder Singh Negi of the BJP. some of the key contests in the Delhi Assembly elections. There are 70 seats to be taken. Aam Aadmi Party versus the BJP versus Congress. Here now the key candidates. Let's take a look at. Senior leader of the BJP, Vijender Gupta, contesting from Rohini. Even when Aam Aadmi Party had swept Delhi Assembly elections in the past, Vijender Gupta could hold on its own, contesting from the Rohini seat in Delhi. We are taking a look at some of the big names and candidates. Kailash Gehlot, former AAP leader, now in BJP from Bijwasan, Delhi. Another big name contesting the Delhi Assembly elections, representing the BJP. Kailash Gehlot from Bijwasan seat of Delhi. Delhi Assembly elections, the counting has just begun. Let's turn to other candidates who are going to be in focus in these elections. Hello, Delhi Assembly elections, the counting has begun. We'll be getting you all the updates as they come in. Let me quickly also welcome senior political analyst Sanjay Rana, who's going to be with us in the studio. Good morning and welcome, Sanjay. And we'll be scanning through the results. Also, let me welcome our correspondents Akshay Dongre and Dibyendu, who from different points in Delhi are going to be getting us the latest updates. Let me come to you both first. Akshay, you're tracking Aam Aadmi Party, high stakes for them if they can manage to come back to power. What is the latest that you're tracking as the counting has just begun?
Well, I recently spoke just before this conversation. I spoke to Somnath Bharti, leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, who said that the exit polls, he accused that the exit polls are being made in the office of BJP, and that was his allegation. However, when questioned that what happened to the exit polls that were giving a clean sweep to the Aam Aadmi Party in 2020 and the earlier elections, he did not respond to those questions. But let me show our viewers first where I am right now. Shubhendu, this is a counting center in central Delhi. In fact, this is a Jijabai counting center where I am right now. And the security that you were talking about, you can see behind me in the background the kind of security arrangements that have been made. In fact, there are water cannons that have also been deployed outside the counting centers. There are multiple layer barricading that has been done. Delhi police along with other Central Armed Police Forces have been deployed in different counting and counting centers and strong rooms. So no entry in these areas if you don't have a valid election commission pass authorizing you to enter. So security arrangements are quite tight. But if you talk about the prospects of the Aam Aadmi Party, then yes, really, in a decade of Aam Aadmi Parties coming to power, this is for the first time ever that it is facing a very significant challenge from the BJP, and there is very well a possibility of the Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, losing a major chunk of seats to the
Akshay,
BJP.
stay with us.
And that is going to be a paradigm shift in Delhi's politics.
Right. Akshay, stay with us while I get some quick updates from Dibyendu as well. Dibyendu, tell us about your location also. You're going to be tracking the BJP. The exit polls have a good news for them, but we'll have to wait and watch how the actual counting, where the BJP has just taken a lead over 3 seats as the news is just coming in. Dibyendu.
Well, good morning, Shubhendu. I am at a counting center in New Delhi. There are about 4 seats in the New Delhi district, and if you can see behind me, as my colleague Akshay was also pointing out about the tight security arrangements, it's a similar situation here in the New Delhi constituency as well. So, of course, there are this counting center behind me, which you can see, is counting the votes of 4 assembly constituencies that falls in the administrative district of New Delhi. And of course, key candidates from here includes Arvind Kejriwal, Pravesh Verma, Sandeep Dixit from the New Delhi Assembly constituency. Apart from that, we have the Patel Nagar constituency, which is also being counted here. And here, the Patel Nagar constituency is also important because 2 turncoats have contested. One who was a sitting minister of the Aam Aadmi Party, Rajkumar Anand, switched to the BJP. And he's contesting from that particular constituency, while a former BJP councillor switched to the Aam Aadmi Party and have been contesting from this particular seat. But as you say, we are showing that BJP is leading on four of the seats, and Aam Aadmi Party is leading on one. But of course, it's just the beginning of the counting that has begun, and it's mostly the postal ballots which are counted at this point for the first 1 hour, which is between 8 to 9. So we'll have to wait and watch till about 12. When we have more clarity on the trends that will be coming in. But of course, having said this, Shubhendu, this is a tightly contested election between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. The BJP is hoping to make a comeback after 27 years in Delhi by stopping the Aam Aadmi Party juggernaut that has been ruling in Delhi for the last 1 decade.
Right.
And of course, the BJP says that they had put in their full might this time around to ensure that they secure a victory in Delhi. And of course, they have fielded all their ministers to campaign in Delhi. And they are hoping that the results will be in their favor. The exit polls also do give us a trend that, this is a tightly contested election and it could go either way.
A tightly fought election. Dibyendu, Akshay, stay with us while we just get an update on what these initial trends look like. The counting just started at 8 a.m. a few minutes ago. But the initial numbers that are coming in, the BJP is leading on 4 seats. That's the big news. Aam Aadmi Party is leading on 1. The Delhi Assembly elections, BJP is taking the early lead. These are initial postal ballots on 4 seats. Delhi, BJP is leading on 4. Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, with the news just coming in, is leading on 1 seat each. The numbers are quickly changing. These are just initial trends. The news coming in, the Delhi Assembly elections, the excitement has just begun. The BJP is taking an early lead on 4 seats. These are very, very early trends of the counting of the Delhi Assembly elections. News is coming in. BJP taking an early lead on 4 seats of the Delhi Assembly elections. Congress is leading on 1, Aam Aadmi Party on 1, but the numbers are changing very quickly. Let me bring in Sanjay Rana, political analyst here. Sanjay, what is at stake in these elections according to you? The initial numbers, of course, favouring the BJP.
Good morning, Shumendu. Good morning to my friends, those who are there from the ground. If you look at the initial numbers, it's very encouraging for the BJP, and also looking at the number which is coming under INC. So if INC is gaining 1 seat, the really is going to be a surprise, because it was looking very lucrative 2 months back. But as soon as the elections coming to the voting, it was totally different scenario altogether. And if you look at the numbers, everything is the mathematics over here. If you look at 2020 election, obviously Aam Aadmi Party secured at most 54% vote share and 39% Bharatiya Janata Party. But the current survey which happened, obviously my team also did a couple of surveys, and as per that, last movement people, those who are changing their mood, is almost swinging between 12 to 17%, which is very, very high number. And if you look at the calculation on the basis of the swing voters, if 3% is swinging here and there, then 54 to 51 is going to be, and they will secure at most majority one, and BJP is going to have approx 19 seat. But if the numbers, swing voters numbers are swing almost 6%, then BJP is forming a government. Is going to be 34 to 36 seats, and Aam Aadmi Party is going to be 32, 34 seats. So everything depends upon the calculation and the mathematics. Obviously, the momentum has been built by Bharatiya Janata Party. As you know, the Bharatiya Janata Party, very strategical party, and keep on implementing the program and agenda amongst the people. And obviously, they're taking their all the works which they have done in the last 10 years, and they're taking to the people of Delhi. What exactly denting Aam Aadmi Party? Obviously, the Aam Aadmi Party faces Arvind Kejriwal, and obviously after he came from jail, and after his image has been dented, and that kind of work, obviously, if you're forming any government anywhere, then you have to deliver. None of the things has been delivered, which is really hampering their voters. And if you look at the scenario of almost 11 years in Delhi, nothing has been done. So I'm not saying that who's going to win at this point of time, but it's going to dent Aam Aadmi for sure. Anti-incumbency is also second factor, and the people perception, because election everywhere, especially in India, is game of perception. If you're creating a right perception, then obviously you can have a voter or swing voters at your side. If it is not, then it's going to change the complete scenario. But I was expecting that Congress is going to fight in this election to take their ground, but they could not able to demonstrate the kind of
right, Sanjay.
The kind of energy was required. But obviously they have been claiming they're going to form the government, but I don't see they are able to get more than 1 to 3 seats because in a couple of blocks. But close contest is there between Aam Aadmi Party and Bharatiya Janata Party, and it's going to be very, very interesting looking at the current scenario, which
absolutely,
is showing on your screen, which is very challenging.
That's right, Sanjay. And I think the excitement has just begun. These are initial numbers that are coming in. We'll on the screen just also enlarge and show that those numbers to you. Remember, it's a 70-member Delhi Assembly. 36 is the number of seats that you need to win to be able to form the government. The Aam Aadmi Party the last time had 62 seats, before that 67. In Delhi Assembly polls, the news just coming in, Kapil Mishra is leading of the BJP, is leading from the Karawal Nagar seat. Congress is leading on 1 seat. The news just coming in from the Delhi election. That makes news because the Congress failed to open its score in the previous 2 editions. Satyendra Jain of the Aam Aadmi Party leading from Shakur Basti. And Aam Aadmi Party's Manish Sisodia is trailing as the news is just coming in. Meanwhile, Satyendra Jain is leading from Shakur Basti. Aam Aadmi Party's Manish Sisodia trailing from Jangpura seats. His seat was changed from East Delhi to Jangpura. And Delhi Assembly polls, these are the initial trends, of course. The numbers as they stand, some trends on 8 seats are out. BJP leading on 2, Aam Aadmi Party leading on 2, BJP leading on 5, and Congress leading on 1. This is big news. Pravesh Singh leading from the New Delhi seat as we speak. Sanjay, the most high-profile seat in these elections.
I think, so when there's 2 seats, which is Arvind Kejriwal's seat and Atishi's seat is very, very crucial for Aam Aadmi Party because they...
New Delhi and Kalkaji.
Kalkaji. And that's why I'm taking a name because they are the brands, to be honest with you. And people are voting on the name of... Aam Aadmi Party is all about Arvind Kejriwal. Aam Aadmi Party is nothing, it's a one-face party. And if Arvind Kejriwal is losing or trailing, then it's a very surprising number 1. And second thing, we've seen that Manish Sisodia, because number is very initial number, I'm not going by that number, but keep on changing. By the time you completed the sentence, number has been changed from 5th to 6th. So it's going to be very fast in next 1 hour time. But if Pravesh Verma is leading, then is very surprising how people have been voted for in New Delhi seat. And if by chance, I'm not saying it's very initial to be honest, if Arvind Kejriwal is going to lose this election, but what is going to happen to Aam Aadmi Party? Aam Aadmi Party is going to be dismantled, I would say, is going to be in parts because the face, if it's losing, the face is losing election, that's a big question mark. But I'm really very surprising because the kind of numbers which is changing and on your screen, Bharatiya Janata Party is leading almost 8 and up is approx 4, which is almost there from last, I would say, 5 to 6 minutes, which is really alarming for Aam Aadmi Party. And obviously we can judge the pattern, we can at least analyze how the voters have been voted on 5th of this month. So everything is very, it was very transparent, but people, it's very difficult for all of us to, judge any people who do the analysis. We do the analysis of the numbers, but we cannot go in the mind of the people, those who are voting. Absolutely. So it's very, very important when we see the results, because sometimes we do analysis. If you look at the Lok Sabha, we were thinking that it's going to be more than 400 or 350 seats. Right. What exactly happened with the BJP? So we do the calculation on the basis of past and looking at the current scenario, but we cannot judge the mind of the people, of the person who's voting at that point of time.
But at least
so very, very important.
Now the excitement would stay with the numbers as they're changing very, very quickly. Meanwhile, Delhi Chief Minister Atishi and Aam Aadmi Party candidate from Kalkaji constituency arrived at Mirabai DSEU counting centre. As counting of votes for Delhi elections gets underway, she expressed her confidence that people of Delhi would support the party. Let's hear in what Atishi
देखिए आज काउंटिंग सेंटर पे मैं आई हूँ आज दिल्ली चुनाव के रिजल्ट का दिन है और मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि दिल्ली के लोग अच्छाई के साथ, काम के साथ अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के साथ खड़े रहेंगे और आज शाम तक ये स्पष्ट हो जाएगा कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी चौथी बार दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री बनने वाले हैं और भारी बहुमत से बनने वाले हैं.
And Sanjay, we were listening to Atishi. How do you see in this edition also, there was a significant leadership crisis in Aam Aadmi Party, which is fashioned around Arvind Kejriwal, as you mentioned, and Atishi is the sitting chief minister at the moment. How did you see that having an impact on?
To be honest, I was very surprised to look at the statement which Atishi has been, making on television, that Arvind Kejriwal is going to be a fourth-term chief minister. How is going to be if he has resigned? Is going to be a chief minister or she is going to resign? How is going to take care of? It's very, very surprising because sitting chief minister, the acting chief minister, is a question mark. It's a big question mark on Atishi part. She was just a dummy chief minister or she was a chief minister. There's a two question. And if she was a dummy chief minister, means she was not able to perform the duty which she's supposed to do it. So this is the second question. So when we talk about the crisis, obviously as I mentioned, that it's a one face army. Arvind Kejriwal is the face. If Arvind Kejriwal is not there, Aam Aadmi Party is going to be dismantled at all. Immediately it is going to be dismantled. Because none of the leaders, take an example, Manish Shishodia, which we are talking about, it was trailing in 2020 election as well. And again he is trailing. So there is no second line leadership has been developed in Aam Aadmi Party because everyone is believing, or I would say he was not allowing any second leadership to come up. Because as you know, the kind of behavior he has, the kind of attitude he has, he wants everything should be controlled by himself. So when he was in jail, you have seen that he was projecting his wife to be a face of Aam Aadmi Party, but people rejected, and within Aam Aadmi Party created a chaos, and therefore he's removed his wife, and obviously he came out and appointed Atishi as a lieutenant, and Atishi has been driving from last couple of months. But I'm saying, if you are a chief minister, it's your job and it's your duty and your responsibility to deliver the result for which you have been appointed. But every time if you are passing a buck on your leader and said he is the man, he is going to be chief minister, then what you have been doing? So this kind of ambiguity has been there in Aam Aadmi Party, and this is confusing the complete the voters and as well as the people of Delhi.
People who've supported him wholeheartedly in the previous edition.
And I was one of the supporter, 2001, 2012.
Okay, Sanjay, we'll come to what this election means for the BJP. Let's also take a look at some important updates that are coming in. The Delhi Assembly election counting is on. The numbers as they stand, some 13 seats trends are here. The BJP leading on 8. Aam Aadmi Party on 4. The Congress also is off and on leading on one seat as we speak. We'll also on the screen show the latest trends as they're coming in. Harish Khurana, the BJP candidate, meanwhile from Moti Nagar constituency, expressed confidence in BJP party's victory in the upcoming elections. He said that the overwhelming support we are receiving from the people shows that the BJP is poised to win, and he says more than 50 seats.
जनता का जो प्यार मिल रहा है, जो फीडबैक आ रहा है, चाहे को कार्यकर्ताओं का, पन्ना प्रमुखों का हो, चाहे वो मेरे बूथ अध्यक्षों का हो, या उस दिन काउंट, जिस दिन पोलिंग थी उस दिन काउंट, जो टेबल पे ऊपर जो लोगों का रिस्पांस था, जनता का रिस्पांस था, उससे साफ लग रहा है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ना सिर्फ मोती नगर के अंदर बल्कि पूरी दिल्ली के अंदर परचम लहराने जा रही है. और दिल्ली के अंदर भारतीय जनता पार्टी 50 सीटों से ऊपर जीतने जा रही है.
Counting of votes is on for the Delhi Assembly elections. The number are changing quickly. Some 15 seats trends. BJP leading on 9, Aam Aadmi Party on 5. These numbers, of course, are changing very, very quickly. Delhi Assembly polls. The BJP's Ramesh Biduri is leading from Kalkaji. Another high-profile seat, Delhi Chief Minister of Aam Aadmi Party, Atishi, as we speak, who exuded confidence just a short while ago, is trailing from the Kalkaji seats. Early trends shows, in fact, BJP leading on 8 seats. They're in fact leading on 10 seats now. Aam Aadmi Party is leading on 6. The Congress is leading on 1 seat. That's the news just coming in the Delhi Assembly elections. Sanjay, and some more updates. Aam Aadmi Party's Amanatullah Khan is leading from the South Delhi seat of Okhla. Delhi Assembly elections, BJP's Ramesh Biduri is leading from Kalkaji. Second, perhaps most high-profile seats after New Delhi, from where Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal is being challenged by the BJP and the Congress. Sanjay, let's talk about the BJP. Now, it always has had its own share of voters in the previous elections as well, but it didn't really make the cut. What seems to have changed for the BJP this time over? Prime Minister Modi, of course, has always led from the front, but what appears to be working for them this time?
When we talk about the BJP, obviously they are fighting to come into the power from after 27 years. And if you look at the BJP Delhi specifically, I'm talking about, BJP Delhi is asking me is not able to create a single face. They have been fighting election on the name of Mr. Modi, who is the center of attraction, I would say. And he obviously is a national leader, is a Prime Minister of India as well as the Bharatiya Janata Party leader. But the most important and crucial for Bharatiya Janata Party before 2014 and after 2014. Before 2014, it was, I'm not saying it was not a strategic party. It was a strategic party, very disciplined party. But after 2014, the scenario has been changed. They are governing and driving the whole party as accountable person. Each and every person, those who are driving election or part of the government or part of the party, is accountable for each and everything, and they have to respond and come back with a result. Look at all the ministers those who are there in Modi government. They are updating each and everything to PMO, and obviously everything is governed. Right now, if we look at what is favoring Bharatiya Janata Party, the only one thing is favoring Bharatiya Janata Party, the delivery which they have made in last 10 years and Modi ji's face. That is the only thing which is factoring. If you are asking about the local leadership, I don't see any leader who has a charisma to, I would say, influence the voters.
But Sanjay, the USP of the Aam Aadmi Party, of local leadership of Arvind Kejriwal's persona, both the former Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister are trailing as we speak. Also, Atishi, the current Chief Minister of Delhi, trailing from Kalkaji seat. How do you see? That's a huge change.
Yeah, so as I said a few minutes back, that Arvind Kejriwal is the face, to be honest. Atishi, or whether it's a Manish Sisodiya, whether it's a Sanjay Singh, whether it's Satyendra Jain Sahab, or whosoever the leaders are, they are just a leader. They are a part of the team to drive it. As an organization, we have multiple people to drive the organization. Same way, they are driving factor. They are, delivering the results, and they are the part and responsibility of each and individual, whatever has been assigned to them. But they are not a voter influencer. They cannot get a voter on their own basis. If you Atishi, take it only Atishi Marlena, she is not able to get 5,000 votes, to be honest, if she's going to fight or contest any election. But if she's the part of the Aam Aadmi Party, then she's the leader. So there is a difference between the Atishi, and obviously Atishi image is not a leadership image. Obviously she is very learned lady, and she has, if you look at her background in terms of education background, she's, I think, one of the highest educated candidate, I would say, Chief Minister in Aam Aadmi Party. But as a leader, I don't see she is a leader. But if she is a trailing, and Ramesh Biduri is leading. Ramesh Biduri is not leading because he is a leader. Again, I'm saying he is leading because of Bharatiya Janata Party and Nishan of the Kamal and the Modi ji. So both the parties, I would say Atishi and Ramesh Biduri, they are leading. One is leading, one is trailing on the basis of their party performance. Not
and Sanjay,
on the
other big names, Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodiya, the trends show them.
Manish Sisodiya is anyway has
trailing at the moment, but has their image, that's the important part, has their image of the clean image of Aam Aadmi Party with the Sheesh Mahal allegation, has its image taken a beating?
Absolutely, it's dented hard, badly. If you look at 2011 scenario, 2012 scenario, 2013 scenario, it was totally different image. I was one of the, I would say, donor who's donated some amount of corruption against India against corruption momentum which was running at that point of time. So he came out to change the politics, how the politics has been happening in India. But after that, when he became a chief minister, the policy has been changed. He was talking about Lalu Prasad Yadav. He was talking about Parivarvad like Akhilesh Yadav ji or Sharad Pawar ji or all the leaders, Stalin.
Sanjay, let's turn to the screen once. BJP on 13, Aam Aadmi Party on 13. It's a close contest, as we were talking about. They're neck on neck. Again, whatever may be the perception, the swing from a lead of 62 votes, 62 seats in 2020 to losing the election, that's a huge swing, for the BJP to achieve. How do you see these numbers as they're standing at the moment?
Please understand, BJP vote percentage is intact. It's not changed.
Yes.
Okay, 39, 36, 37.
Upwards of 30%.
Yes, almost something like that. But again, the 12 to 17%, the swing voters is always contribute any party is winning and losing. And it's always make their mindset within 72 hours, within 100 hours, and the narrative and the perception created by the political parties. Though no doubt, if we look at the political party, Bharatiya Janata Party is absolutely, I would say, they are become a successful narrative setter, and they have set the narrative that Sheesh Mahal was the issue, Liquor Gate was one of the issue, development was one of the issue, Yamuna was one of the issue, school was one of the issue, and overall development. I'm not going to talk about the bit and pieces, but overall development does not happen after 2013. So they are able to narrate the story, and they are convinced the people of Delhi and the voter of the Delhi to vote them. So that was one of the things. And second thing, anyway, again I mentioned that Modi ji's charm and the delivery which he has done in last 10 years. So all the things come together. That's why the number which is showing on your screen is going up and down is because of that only.
Right. Also, how much of the swing is needed for a party that had swept the election to actually be reduced to a minority in these elections? I mean, the numbers that we're looking at, I mean, these are of course exciting numbers. Very, very closely fought election between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, the question I want to ask that if indeed the narrative was changed, why did it not reflect in terms of the number of people who came out to vote? Because we also saw in the past 3 elections, 25, 20 and 15, this was the lowest turnout for voters.
Yeah, if you look at, I think 66 was 15 and 68 was 2020, and this was, I think, is 63 or something, 63, something like that. So again,
this was just upward of 60%.
60%.
60.54.
So if you look at the trend, whenever the percentage increase, doesn't mean that government has been changed. Only once the government is changed. 62 was when Bharatiya Janata Party formed the government in 1993. After that, it was 53, 57, and again go to 59. I'm talking the Congress era. And when Kejriwal came into the power, it was 68%. So what exactly happened when we talk about the numbers of voter and the swing and the percentage cannot calculate on the basis of which party voters voting. Again, if you look at the Bharatiya Janata Party voters, who's Bharatiya Janata Party voters? All the middle class and upper class. If you look at the scenario of middle class, I was talking about 2020. 47% upper class were people given vote to Aam Aadmi Party, and 43% to Bharatiya Janata Party. If it is the middle class, it was approximately 61%. So whose voting is very important. How many voters are there is very important. We need to do a lot of calculation, and that's reflecting on your screen, because 20 and 17 is a very close contest.
Absolutely.
Very
these
close.
are also just initial round.
Yeah.
It's postal ballots.
It's postal ballot. Yeah,
looking at Sanjay. So we'll be tracking those numbers very, very closely. Very exciting numbers there coming in. Closely fought contest between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP on your screens. Delhi Assembly elections, the big news coming in. Delhi Chief Minister Atishi is trailing from the high-profile seat of Kalkaji. Ex-Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is trailing from Jangpura seats. Those trails are big setbacks for Aam Aadmi Party, although it's closely contesting with the BJP. AAP's Durgesh Pathak is trailing from Rajendra Nagar seat as we speak. These are initial trends, mind you. BJP's Satish Jain is leading from Chandni Chowk. BJP ahead on 21 seats as we speak. Aam Aadmi Party on 18. But those big names are trailing from the Aam Aadmi Party. For now, Delhi Assembly polls. Delhi Chief Minister Atishi trailing from the high-profile seat of Kalkaji. Ex-Delhi Deputy CM Manish Sisodia trailing from Jangpura. The news just... It's closely fought context. Excitement has just begun. Postal ballots, initial trends that we're looking at, of course. But very, very close numbers with the BJP and Delhi. Sanjay, appreciate you joining us in the studio with those initial thoughts. We'll, of course, continue our conversation Through the day, you're watching DD India News Hour, a special coverage of Delhi Assembly elections. Time for a short break. There's more coming up.
Big cities now remind us of traffic, poor air quality, bad sanitation, concrete and little to no greenery. And it is our responsibility to figure out ways to improve our city life.
Failing on segregating waste, which is extremely important. The moment you'll segregate waste, it's all in control.
They can function efficiently and you can completely take advantage of the capacity of these processing centers only when waste is segregated at.
The fungus is great for building, because through the mycelium, the root structure of the fungus that grows underground, and that interlinking creates a more stable material.
People around each lake should come together and take the initiative to save their lakes. The government has proved itself ready to do their part as well. If the people are determined to save nature, change will not be difficult.
Timeless, boundless and infinite, the essence of faith, the soul of Sanatan culture, from the sacred confluence of Prayag, where divinity descends to earth. Witness the grandeur, the devotion, the magic, world's largest cultural and spiritual gathering, with over 450 million devotees expected to attend. Mahakumbh, India's greatest festival of faith. Exclusively on DD India. Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Our top stories. Delhi waits with bated breath for assembly election results. Ruling Aam Aadmi Party eyes fourth term. BJP seeks comeback after 27 years. US President Donald Trump to meet his Ukrainian counterpart Zelenskyy next week, while Ukraine claims North Korean troops back on the front lines. Israel-Hamas set for next Gaza truce exchange. Hamas to release 3 more hostages in return of 183 Palestinians. US President Trump freezes aid to South Africa, citing law to seize land. Also plans to announce reciprocal tariffs on many countries next week. 3 Israeli men held captive in Gaza for 16 months are set to be released by Hamas on Saturday. The 3 men set to be released on Saturday are Eli Sharabi, Or Levi and Ohad Ben Ami. Ohad Ben Ami and Eli Sharabi, both taken hostage from Kibbutz Be'eri during the Hamas attack on October 7, 2023, while Or Levi was abducted on the same day from the Nova Music Festival. This will be the 5th hostage prisoner swap between the Hamas and Israel as part of the Gaza ceasefire deal. In exchange, Israel will release 183 Palestinian prisoners from its jails. Since the truce took effect on January 19th, 13 Israeli or dual national hostages have been freed, along with 5 Thai hostages released outside of the agreement for the first stage. A total of 33 hostages, 8 of whom Israel says are dead, are set to be released during the first 42-day phase of the deal in exchange for approximately 1,900 Palestinians held by Israel. The United States on Friday announced the approval of sale of more than $7.4 billion in bombs, missiles and related equipment to Israel. The State Department has signed off on the sale of $6.75 billion in bombs, guidance kits and fuses, in addition to $660 million in Hellfire missiles. The Pentagon in a statement said the proposed sale would improve Israel's capability to meet current and future threats, strengthen its homeland defense and serve as a deterrent to regional threats. While the State Department has approved the arms sales, the transactions need approval from House of Representatives and Senate committees. US President Donald Trump has said on Friday he was revoking Joe Biden's security clearance, ending his predecessor's right to receive intelligence briefings after leaving office. Trump, in a social media post, said there is no need for Joe Biden to continue receiving access to classified information. Trump also said Biden used his time in office to instruct the intelligence community to stop Trump from accessing details on national security. Former presidents traditionally received some intelligence briefings even after they've left office. And US President froze American aid to South Africa, citing a law that allegedly allows land seizure from white farmers without compensation. Despite Johannesburg's denials, the law has sparked controversy, with South Africa's government denying Trump's claims. Land ownership remains a contentious issue in South Africa, where white people still own most farmland decades after the apartheid's end. Donald Trump vowed to support Afrikaner refugees fleeing government-sponsored race-based discrimination. Head of US Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk, accused South Africa government of openly racist ownership laws, while US Secretary of State Marco Rubio plans to skip G20 talks in South Africa, citing the host government's anti-American agenda. The move has strained relations between the two countries, while South Africa's government labeling Trump claims as misinformation. Meanwhile, US President Trump welcomed Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba at the White House on Friday. The meeting comes as the two allies wary of China's rising work to boost business and security ties. Heaping praise on one another, the two leaders pledged to stand together against Chinese aggression. They said they found a solution for a block deal for troubled US steel. Meanwhile, Trump also threatened tariffs on Japanese goods if the US trade deficit with Tokyo is not equalized. The two leaders discussed North Korea as well.
We will be discussing North Korea.
The US leader plans to unveil a new tariff plan next week, shifting from a blanket tariff to a reciprocal approach. Now, this means the US will charge countries the same tariffs that they impose on American goods. Trump believes this fair approach will avoid hurting anyone. The president will meet with officials on Monday or Tuesday and explain the plan at a news conference. US President Trump, during a press conference, said that Japan's Nippon Steel will invest heavily in US steel rather than purchasing the company. Trump said Japan's Nippon Steel will drop its $14.1 billion bid to acquire US steel and instead invest heavily in the company without taking a majority stake. Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba also said Nippon would invest in US steel and not acquire the company. The Prime Minister said Japan would provide technology for US steel to manufacture better quality products in the US. Japanese firm's bid to buy US steel was blocked last month by former President Joe Biden, citing national security concerns.
Japan is going to be opening up auto plants. New auto plants are being built currently as we speak. They've just been started. Toyota's one, and Nissan's going to be doing something very exciting about U.S. Steel. They'll be looking at an investment rather than a purchase. So they're doing it as an investment, no longer a purchase. Okay. I didn't want it purchased, but investment I love. And they're going to do a big investment, subject to getting the deal.
The US President said on Friday he's likely to meet his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, next week. The announcement came during Trump's meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba at the White House on Friday. Though Zelenskyy said Washington and Kiev were planning talks, did not confirm a meeting between the two leaders. Even Trump did not make it clear whether it would be a face-to-face meeting or a video conference. Trump said that he wanted to talk to Zelenskyy about security for Ukraine assets, such as rare earth minerals, and wants an equal amount of something in exchange for US support.
I will probably be meeting with President Zelenskyy next week, and I will probably be talking to President Putin. I'd like to see that war end, but no, I would very much like to help out. One of the things we're looking at with President Zelenskyy is having the security of their assets. They have assets underground, rare earth and other things, but primarily rare earth.
Earlier on Friday, Russia's defense ministry said its forces had taken control of the strategic coal mining city of Doordarshan in eastern Ukraine. But Ukraine's military has refuted the claims. Doordarshan has been one of the focal points of the advance, along with other logistical hubs like Kramatorsk and Koyatinka in the northwest and Pokrovsk further west. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said on Friday that North Korean troops were back on the front lines in the Russia's Kursk region. This was after reports that they were withdrawn last month due to heavy casualties. Zelenskyy further said Russian army had brought back in the North Korean soldiers who were carrying out new assaults in the region. According to South Korean and Western intelligence, more than 10,000 soldiers were sent to Russia last year to help it fight back Ukrainian offensive, though neither Moscow or Pyongyang ever officially confirmed North Korean deployment. Let's again turn to the updates from the Delhi Assembly elections. The news just coming in. Delhi Assembly polls. The BJP in these early trends has touched the halfway mark. In fact, it's past it. 36 seats are needed to form the government in Delhi. The BJP at the moment is leading on 37 seats, Aam Aadmi Party on 23. BJP has touched and crossed the halfway mark in the Delhi Assembly elections as we speak. 36 seats are needed in the 70-member Delhi Assembly to form the government. And the BJP, the initial numbers that we're looking at, well past the halfway mark. 37 seats the BJP is leading on at the moment. Aam Aadmi Party leading on 23. Congress is also leading on 1. 36 seats are needed. That's just past the halfway mark. 35 is the halfway mark. 36 seats needed. That's on your screens. Trends for 61 seats are out of 70. The BJP leading on 37 seats. 36 is the number required to form the government. Aam Aadmi Party leading on 23. Congress leading on 1. No independent candidate of consequence at the moment. The majority mark is 36. And if we just compare it with the 2020 and 2025 data, in 2020, BJP had just 8 seats in the assembly. In 2025, it is already passed in these initial trends the halfway mark, leading on 37. Aam Aadmi Party looking at a big setback, at least in these initial trends. It had 62 seats in 2020. In 25, only managed to lead on 23 seats at the moment. Congress, it appears, is opening its account. Of the past couple of elections, Congress had scored a 0. But this time over, in these initial trends, the Congress is leading on 1 seat. That's the latest coming in from the Delhi Assembly election counting. At the moment, BJP leading on 37, past the halfway mark. Aam Aadmi Party leading on 23 seats. Huge setback from the 62 seats that they had in 2020. The updates from the Delhi Assembly elections. Let's also take a look at how the key candidates are faring at the moment. From the Congress, Devendra Yadav is leading as far as the Badli seat is concerned. Sanjeev Jha is leading as well. Rajkumar Bhatia from Adarsh Nagar representing the BJP is trailing as we speak. We are looking at the key candidates of the Delhi Assembly elections. on the screen. Next is Devendra Yadav from the Congress is leading the Badli seat in Delhi Assembly elections. The key candidates of this high-stakes Delhi Assembly elections. The BJP is maintaining an overall lead. Vijendra Gupta, senior BJP leader, leading from the Rohini seat of Delhi. Some of the key candidates and how they're faring as we speak at the moment. Karnail Singh of the BJP is trailing the Shakur Basti seat of Delhi. The key candidates in these Delhi Assembly elections. The BJP is leading. The numbers are also changing very, very quickly. Their top leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, Satyendra Jain, is leading the Shakur Basti seat. Aam Aadmi Party overall leading on 23 seats as we speak. Ragini Naik, student leader, is how she started from Wazirpur seat, is trailing from the Congress party. On your screens, you're taking a look at the key candidates in this assembly elections. Muhammad Iqbal of the Aam Aadmi Party is leading the Matya Mahal seat in Delhi. BJP maintaining an overall lead of on 37 seats. Aam Aadmi Party between 24 and 25 seats. Harun Yusuf, senior Congress leader, trailing as far as Ballimaran seat of Delhi is concerned. Scanning through the key candidates in the Delhi Assembly elections, BJP maintaining an overall lead. Dushyant Gautam, there of the BJP, we'll have to see how his performance is coming along. That data is coming in, but he's an important candidate in these elections. The key candidates, Vishesh Ravi of the in Karol Bagh from the Aam Aadmi Party, and here in Patparganj, high-profile seats, the BJP's Davinder Singh Negi is leading, and the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party trailing there. Jangpura seats, BJP's Tarvinder Singh Marwa is leading. Manish Sisodia of Aam Aadmi Party, Farhad Suri of Congress are trailing. Those are some of the high-profile seats. Triangular contest that we're looking at. Kalkaji seats, hugely important. Ramesh Biduri of the BJP leading. Chief Minister of Delhi of the Aam Aadmi Party, Atishi, is trailing, and so is Alka Lamba of the Indian National Congress. New Delhi seats, perhaps the most high-profile seat. Former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is trailing, and Pravesh Verma of the BJP is leading from the seat. Also trailing is Congress's Sandeep Dixit. Some of the high-profile seats. Patparganj, another one. Ravinder Singh Negi of the BJP leading. Anil Kumar of Congress. Awadh Ojha, social media celebrity and academician of AAP, trailing as we speak. A quick comparison between 2025 and 2020. BJP already passed the halfway mark in these initial trends, mind you. Trends for 63 seats out of 70 are out. In 2020, BJP had 8 seats. Now they're well past the halfway mark on 37. Aam Aadmi Party had a huge 62 seats in 2020. And now a big setback. They are leading on just 25 seats. Congress, it appears, has opened its account, leading on 1 seat. And we now look at also the man in which the map of Delhi has more saffron cover now. We're comparing it with 2020 and 2025. In 2020, Aam Aadmi Party had led on 62, represented by that yellow shade, and BJP only had pockets of saffron with 8 seats. But come to 2025, the initial trends and leads that we're looking at, BJP has already passed the halfway mark, leading on 37 seats, Aam Aadmi Party trailing on 25, and Congress leading on 1. And the numbers of 2025, the BJP, the current numbers, leading on 38 seats out of the 64 seat trends that are come in out of 70. Aam Aadmi Party is trailing on 25. Remember, 36 is the number of seats you require to form the government. Numbers are changing very quickly. Just as we speak, BJP now leading on 39. Aam Aadmi Party on 24. Congress also appears to have opened its account on with leading on 1 seat. The leads for 64 seats are out of 70 now. BJP leading on 40. Ladies and gentlemen, the numbers are changing very, very quickly. BJP leading on 40. Aam Aadmi Party leading on 24. Trailing, I should say. Congress just managed to open its account, it appears, leading on just 1 seat. All right, those numbers are changing very, very quickly, those trends. But that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. Our special coverage of Delhi Assembly elections continues every hour. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from our social media handles and mobile app. This app that you can see on your screen is available on Android and iOS. Scan the QR code to download the app now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks very much for watching DD India News Hour. Namaskar.